Hello there, we're back with our review of Transformice, the cartoon series, this time with episode 20 called Damned Cheese. This episode starts with Red and their cult of mice performing ritual on the rock in order to turn it into cheese. But Banzai also wants cheese and they steal it, but Red turns cheese into the stone again, and Banzai ends up getting crushed. Then Red and mice are laughing. Banzai tries to bite into the stone, but they fall, and the cult laughs again. Then Red turns cheese into the cheese again, and Banzai attempts to steal it again, but Red does the same thing as before, and mice laugh again. Red does the ritual again, but Banzai reflects it with their shuriken, causing Red's cult to turn into the cheese. Banzai then takes all the cheese, but they walk out of the pentagram, and mice turn into mice again, and Banzai turns into the stone cheese. This episode is really weird. First you have Red, who is doing the ritual, and this time they're successful, which is nice development for Red. Then Red casts this spell that causes cheese to turn into the stone every time it leaves the pentagram. They do nothing wrong this episode, as Banzai's punishment is self-inflicted. Banzai in this episode was pretty disappointing, and they seem to regress as a character, going back into their brutal, old ways and turning a bunch of mice into the cheese just for the sake of having cheese. The cult mice are just laughing throughout the entire episode at Banzai, and they're just plot devices. Banzai's punishment was a little bit too harsh in my opinion, but it wasn't something that Red did intentionally, so it can be excused. The story, I think, is too simple, as scenes in the beginning feel repetitive, and it's not until the end of the episode that we get something interesting. The humor here is Banzai dealing with the stone cheese, which is not my favorite type of humor as it deals with character being in pain and then being mocked by others because of it. This episode isn't really strong, and it doesn't hit as hard as the other ones. I didn't really enjoy the characterization, as characters seem to be reduced into rather simple and awful portrayal. So these are my thoughts on the episode.
Bye.